one cap full, 1 gallon, let's go. Welcome everyone to Nick at Night. Changing it up a little bit this week. I'm so sick of trying to get all these podcast guests. I just wanted to do a little nighttime. It's evening. We're running out of time. Wash outside of my apartment. I don't have access to free flowing water, but I bargained my neighbors, they have a hose. So we're gonna do a little rinse, sandwich between a couple of chemicals here on the new Jeep. It's ceramic coated. What I'm gonna do here is just a little wash and talk. I got a details hoodie on, so shout out to Joelle and Sal. I got the sweatpants on, I don't really care. I said, you can overthink this, Nick, or you can get yourself back in the game. I have all clean, not sure what dilution. We recommended a 15:1. This is in an old Max Shine foamer / sprayer. I don't know what it is. These wheels, I'm just gonna give them a little love. The whole idea here with chemicals is foam rinse foam or chemical rinse chemical. I don't need all clean on the vehicle because it's coated, right? But these wheels, they've seen better days. I do want to give them an all clean pre-treat just to see how they behave after a little bit of dwell time. It's Nick at Night. I'm leveraging no sunlight. That's an amazing tip. So if you are washing your car at home, you know this already. Don't wash your car in direct sunlight if you can avoid it. I'm worried about all clean drying on my new wheels. Yeah, maybe. I mean, not really, but in direct sunlight, anything can happen. I don't have direct sunlight here, so life is good. One thing I will mention, I set up my inflator to inflate my detail keg, and it's taking like 20 minutes and we're running out of sunlight. So that's why I was like, let me just do a little chemical and a rinse on these wheels, see how they respond to that, and see if I'm gonna need anything more than just a little bit of kind of a heavy hitter on the front end for the wheels. I'm gonna do rinseless, a pre-treat with rinseless, then rinse with the hose, then rinseless again, you'll see. Is this a pressure washer? Heck no, it's not. But it's free flowing water, and for that, I'm so grateful. Get inside the wheel wells here. Heck yeah. Yeah, if I didn't have access to a hose, it would be harder, I'm not gonna lie. But we make it work. I'm gonna utilize that keg after about 20 minutes of that inflator. Maybe that keg will finally be ready. You know, I was kind of joking about not knowing what the dilution was. All clean diluted 15:1, folks. So normally it's the chemical rinse chemical. Then we're gonna agitate, right? And I don't know how to turn this hose off. I guess I could kink it. Should I kink it? Should we try? The old kink? Does that work? No. So we're just gonna leverage. I'm trying, guys. I might do this for a living. We're gonna leverage the running water, get the wheel faces nice and clean. We'll do the tire here as well. Boom. Look at that. I'll clean in between. Bada bing, bada boom. I like to start at the valve stem. You know, I have fun with this, guys. I have fun with this. Ooh, it's nice, my shop. The nearby shop that lets me use the water has hot water. That is nice. Okay, let's not get ourselves too wet here, shall we, Nick? All right, we're gonna leverage that free flowing water in a second, but I've got clean wheels now. Heck yeah, amazing. Might as well leverage this on the plastics. Turn that off for now. And I hear the inflator went off on the other side. That's really good news. I'm gonna go grab that inflator and get started with the rinseless wash. All right, guys, so I want to talk about the safest way to wash. It is chemical rinse chemical, foam rinse foam. I did that on the wheels, which I could have maybe avoided and saved for another day if I was running out of daylight. Wheels are one of those, they're pretty easy to do in all conditions. For me, it's more of a rigmarole to get the keg all set up. But having everything ready to go is such a big deal. I've got rinseless wash, DIY detail rinseless wash. We were using all clean earlier, but DIY detail rinseless wash in my keg sprayer. Shout out to Scott Graves. So all I want to do is chemical rinse chemical. Get the rinseless on the surface, let it emulsify, let it break down the dirt. We're going to rinse everything off. One more coat of this and we're good to go. Oh, I love having the PSI, this keg sprayer. It's amazing. Get into there. I have to remember that I only have a gallon of rinseless, so I don't want to be crazy with this. And I do have access to free-flowing water, so this rinseless in the keg doesn't have to be everything to me. If you don't have access to free-flowing water, you're relying more on the rinseless to be pressurized, to get on there, and then to get into all the nooks and crannies and work all the stuff out, right? That's still nice for me, but I have a hose and I have the Legacy sponge to work with as well, so it doesn't have to do everything for me. Also, I'm realizing why it took so long for this to fill up is I only put a gallon of distilled water in there. And when you have less water in there, you have more room for air. So that's why it is so well pressurized. You never want to fill your pressurized sprayers or kegs all the way up. Ivan LaCroix taught me that one. So we're gonna let this emulsify. Now I'm so grateful to have free flowing water. I'm gonna rinse that off and then I'm gonna put more rinseless on and then we're gonna wash. By the way, I just want to say life is so good. Like I have this and then I have my Subaru back there. Yeah, I live in an apartment. I don't live in a fancy house, but it feels so luxurious, even though they're both 10-year-old vehicles, to have two vehicles in case something goes wrong with one. I'm feeling so grateful just to have sturdy, reliable transportation. The Jeep is fun. So this is the one I actually want to wash. That's why I'm washing it. The Subi, you know, just gonna be sitting back there. It's for long drives. It's actually more comfortable, it gets better gas mileage for long drives. Oh, this is hot water too. That's amazing. So we only need this one rinse step. So after we're done with the hose now, this is gonna be the last time. So I'm really leveraging this hose because Jeeps have so many little nooks and crannies. I'm leveraging the hose to get in all the spots that I can't if I don't have a hose. Free flowing water is the best. I know rinseless wash is all the rage. Rinseless doesn't actually mean no rinsing, it means rinse less. It means after this step, I'm gonna use rinseless wash and then we're done. I don't have to do that final rinse. Oh, the joys of a ceramic coated vehicle, guys. Right into here is where we really want to get that free flowing water in. There we go. I'm trying to be strategic with the rinsing, right? I went top to bottom. I'm fighting the sun here, and I really want to get in all of these seams, never-ending seams on the Jeep. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna need for rinsing, guys. See if any bug guts want to come off there. If not, we're gonna have to get them in the contact wash. Before we're done here, I just have to show you, we haven't even contact washed this panel yet, and this is the DIY detail stack. So the 8-year, then after about 2 hours of cure time, you put the 3-year. So it's actually not layering 2 coatings, it's 2 into 1. And I'm just letting all the water come out of this hose because it has to do that anyway, to show you that even before the contact wash, months after stacking this car, the 8.3 stack is performing beautifully. Look at those water beads. I'm teaching my kids about hydrophobics in the parking lots. I'm like, you can see, look, it encapsulates the dirt. We're gonna get that dirt with our rinseless wash step right now. You might be wondering about the Nebraska plate. That's coming off soon, not to worry. So, chemical, rinse, chemical, right? We've used the rinseless wash to emulsify. We've used the free flowing water. The beads are already ridiculous. We're gonna put more rinseless wash on here. Why? We want a safe wash. I want rinseless wash on the surface. And if I see that dirty piece of encapsulated dirt, I might just use my keg to get it off there, right? Let's be safe. Let's use the technology we have to give this the safest wash possible. But these beads, when you have beads on side panels, you know the coating's insane. You're always gonna get them on these horizontal panels, right? When it's still beading like crazy on a side panel, that's when you know you went for the DIY detail stack. The A3 stack, folks, is no joke. I love Hydro Light. Folks, I'm a convert to the stack. I don't think I've ever seen the water beads this substantial. Knowing that I haven't really taken care of this as well as I could, the beading is still ridiculous. The panels are still super slick. This is months after the initial coating. I know I've got plenty of rinseless left in here, so I might just let it ride, see how much I can get of this to just get on the panel, work in these seams, lubricate everywhere. Oh man, having free-flowing water is a game changer. I have been a no hose washer, and then I finally asked my neighbor, I said, could I pretty please use your hose? I'll wash your car. They're like, you don't have to wash our car. I've lived here for like 5 years. We're friends. I bought bikes from their shop. By the way, if you're looking for a bike shop in the Heber, Utah area, Gravity Coalition's amazing. Okay, so now what do we do, Nick? I've got rinseless wash, 256 to 1, 1 capful per gallon in my bucket. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna wash. Now, the question is, where do you start? Top to bottom is usually what I say. So I have rinseless wash in my wash bucket, 256 to 1. And that is just 1 capful of DIY Detail Rinseless wash, 1 capful per gallon of water. Oh my gosh, I don't have to put any pressure down. And it is just such a joy to be washing out of direct sunlight. Yeah, I'm fighting light here, but I'm not worried about any of this drying on the paint. I did use rinseless wash with distilled water because I have kind of old habits, but you don't need to use distilled water. I think I'm just a creature of habit and had it sitting around. Now, what I also love, I've got our perforated synthetic decontamination towel, and you can use rinseless wash as a clay lube. So I'm always gonna try to hit my windshield because bug guts wanna, choose that as a place to die there. And then while I'm at it with no pressure, I'm just gonna do a slight journey over the paint just to be like, hey, do we have any embedded contaminants that might need a little love? Just give it a few passes and see if those don't want to go away. Again, I park outside, so you never quite know what you're gonna get out here. And especially up front with bug guts, never a bad idea. You don't need to use, nor do I use the Decon towel everywhere. But especially like on this front bumper, where the bugs tend to come and die. I'm gonna make sure I do my wash with the Legacy sponge. That's our rinseless wash sponge. And then I'll hit the headlights especially, and I'll just make sure if there are any bug guts on there that they're gone. And I actually got the front bumper with my flag tip brush earlier, so not to worry here. Everything's safe. That goes back in there. I like to wash the wiper blades. I never want to protect the wiper blades, but I'm also thinking like, could those wiper blades be, filled up with dirt, and then that's causing an uneven pattern on my windshield. So I'm always cleaning the wiper blades. Oh my gosh, it is such a joy to clean coated paint, guys. Not gonna lie to you. Knock out the glass real quick. Not worried about how many passes or areas I've already hit with the Legacy sponge, because you can't mess glass up, guys. I just hit the wheel cover back here. Again, another thing you can't mess up. I don't know if you can see how dark and dirty this is. All I do is I drop the Legacy sponge in the rinseless wash and it comes out clean. If you don't believe me, just try the stuff. We've had thousands of detailers do this. I do want to clay, so to speak, the front windshield again here, just in case there's any bug guts. No pressure on the Decon towel. But again, after this, we go right to the drying stage. So because rinseless wash has the lubrication built in, we don't need to rinse this again. That's the beautiful part about this. We do not need that final rinsing stage. It is rinse less wash, guys. And I just absolutely love that. No pressure on the Decon towel. Just making sure I've got everything. All right. And you can kind of see where you've been with rinseless wash. I don't know if I've got that because I don't see the patterns. I just saw the even water beads. Yeah, where I see the even water beads, I haven't got it yet. And that's the one thing is you can actually see, even though it's not soap, so to speak, you can see where you've been. Now you might say, what do you do there? I'm gonna rinse that off later. Guess what I got? Pro move. 2 legacy sponges. When I'm off camera, sometimes I just go ninja style. Is that efficient? Probably not. Don't tell Ivan. But I'll rinse this out with water later. It's fine. It's not dead forever. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, let me bring you in closer so you can see what I'm talking about. So when I say rinseless wash is a precision wash, you can see like the lines in the paint there. And look where I haven't washed. It's very, I know it's so dark out, guys. It's very, very, very even water beads. And it just changes the look. So you can see kind of like streaky water beads and even water beads. Those even water beads are where I have not yet washed. So that's what I mean when you can see where you've actually washed with rinseless. So I'm using one side of the sponge for a panel, right? Like, let's say this is my panel. I'm gonna do black there, and then I move on, I do red on the next panel. Or if the water beads are still dark perhaps, they're still murky, again, no pressure, but you use the red side until those murky drops are now just totally white. So the encapsulated dirt goes into your sponge and you just redunk. I don't think I need to defend rinseless wash, but if you have questions about it, leave them in the comments. Obviously it's like taken over the industry for a reason. People love rinseless. I don't know what I'm accomplishing here except for maybe a little show and tell. We did take this wheel off to ceramic coat all this stuff a few months back. So I know it's all protected in there. So I am just gonna squeeze in there for better or worse. I hope that's not putting too much pressure on the paint, but just to let the paint know I love you. Now I haven't seen you in a while, but we're taking care of you, don't worry. And I know I got the window already, but might as well just get her again. I'll get this bumper while I've got the back open. And we're pretty much done with the wash. Double check, double check. Oh my gosh, this paint is so smooth. That's so wild. Oops. We'll clean you later. Like I said, guys, you can call me a hack if you want. I'm not as concerned about this roof, so I'm just gonna like probably do a wipe down at the end. I don't know. If I'm fighting sunlight and time is of the essence, to me it's like I can't really scratch that roof, right? So why don't I just leave it alone? Watch the water just drip away, you guys. This is amazing. I love a coating. You can't tell I'm fired up. But yeah, I can just get that roof at the end, wipe it down, call it a day. What do you guys think of this format? You want to see me do some how-to videos or stick to the interview format? It's been a while since I've done a solo how to wash your car video. I know it's like riding a bike, but don't want to waste your time. I do love interviewing folks. Gosh, the way the water runs away is just wild. Okay, so I know I've washed everything. I know Ivan says not to do this. I know I've talked a lot about what I'm gonna do or not do with the roof. I have this handle which makes me think this is probably safe, right? It's a Jeep thing. That felt pretty safe. I don't need to go crazy with it. Let's see what I can reach. I mean, they literally have a step, which I feel like you're supposed to step on. Why would they have a step if you're not stepping on it? And they have this handle here. So I got the Freedom panels done. I'm just missing this giant chunk in the back, which honestly I'm not too worried about. All right, folks, now for the fun part. I've got the Diva towel. Where can you find this? How about the House of Rags? Nick at Night, one word, N-I-C-K-A-T-N-I-G-H-T. We'll save you 10% at the House of Rags at the house. So get yourself a Diva towel. You can also find DIY detail products, so ceramic gloss. All these products I'm using, guess what, folks? 10% off with code Nick at Night at House of Rags. What do I like to do? I like to prime my drying blanket, my Diva towel. I like to prime it on windows because these towels always dry better when they're kind of wet. So one spray on the panel where I spray, I'm distributing the towel. She's getting primed, folks. She's getting primed. And I'm also drying with the lubrication of the rinseless wash and adding protection as I go. So I got a prime towel. And just because the camera's there, I'll dry here. But really it's just start in one spot, work your way around, and have fun. What tips and tricks do y'all have for me in terms of Jeeps, drying aids, having fun while detailing outside? It's so tempting to want to wash and dry in the morning when you feel all this energy. If you're gonna do that, do it in the wee hours, right? Before the sun comes up. It's just no fun fighting Mother Nature. So yeah, I'm worried that maybe I'm missing something right now because it's dark out. But at the same time, the joy involved in not having to worry about the sun is amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Nick at Night. It's almost bedtime for me. How did you enjoy this format? I love the live premieres. I love how much fun it is to wash cars, to detail cars. This reminds me of that. I'm so grateful for all you watching. If you're grateful for any of this content, like I said, use code, getting the door jams here, use code Nick at Night, save yourself 10% at the house. Yeah, just making a video. Yeah, thanks. It's funny, I live above a couple lovely missionaries and they asked me if I need any help and I told them no thank you, I'm good. This is how I'm handling the roof, just getting all that wiped off with ceramic gloss on the towel. Life is good. Don't forget the door jams, Nick. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the cool thing, guys. If you really clean these wheels well, which I know we did, you can use your drying towel with ceramic gloss on there for that final dry. And you're not gonna get a really dirty wheel, or you're not gonna get a really dirty towel. See? Like I cleaned it well. All we're doing here is drying it down. We're gonna put tire lotion on this, call it a day. And finally, guys, I'm running, okay? We're about to lose light, it's very precious. We're gonna do some DIY detail tire dressing. I ran up to my apartment, I wanted to try to find something. We're gonna save it for another video, but tire dressing, 4 sprays, probably way too much. You can do this when it's wet or dry. I'm just gonna apply the tire dressing right there, the tire lotion, onto the wheel, onto the tire. Obviously, that's gonna just make this Jeep pop. So yes, it is Nick at Night. Appreciate all your time. It's fun to just vibe, to wash, to talk, to get back to basics. But thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed to the House of Rags YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Go save 10% off, get yourself some goodies. Use code Nick at Night.